So for 2024, Amplify's primary theme is future ready. And what we mean by that in particular is we are looking to help our firms and our prospective firm clients identify opportunities for process improvement. Why? Well, I think primarily because that's what drives value. So if you're an acquirer, the opportunity that you have to ingest firms and bring on firms and the capacity you have to do that is directly correlated to how efficient and how quickly you can do that. And if you can't do it quickly or efficiently, it's going to take you longer. You're going to spend more money and time and human capital, and you're not going to be able to ingest as many firms as an acquirer. So that's problematic if you want to do that, and you want to do that with any type of rapidity and the pace of it. As an acquiree, I think it's kind of common sense. If your operations are a mess, and if your tech is a mess, and if your process and procedures are a mess, or if you just are like a lot of firms out there and you're a collection of smaller firms and smaller practices and you come together as an ensemble, you haven't really solved for those operational efficiencies and tech efficiencies. I think Amplify is an exceptional opportunity and platform, and we approach it from a consultative perspective where we look at how to drive operating efficiency, and that will directly impact your EBITDA multiple. So I think that's really what we're focused on. The tech, we could talk about the tech all day long, but what we're focused on this year is really helping firms drive that operating efficiency, which directly translates to valuation or the ability to bring on additional firms and businesses. I think there's a couple of things that we have in our pipeline this year that are really interesting. One is that, although we've been able to do options trading kind of, behind the curtain, if you will, for quite some time, the ability to see that and understand that and consume that as an advisor, as a firm leader, compliance officer, will be there probably late second quarter of this year. That's a pretty big deal for us, given that, we've been really focused on that UMA trading functionality over the last year and a half. At the beginning of this year, we just came together with a, new blottering process where you actually can look at all of your trades and stack trades. And, whether it's over multiple days, multiple account types, multiple investment types, you can execute all of those with uniformity. So that keeps the regulators happy, that keeps your clients happy, and ultimately you're doing the right thing at the end of the day. So options, visibility and the ability to see and digest that information, whether at the advisor or the firm level, I think is going to be a big deal. And we're really excited about that. And then we've been talking about it for a while, but our CRM clarity is going to be a later this year thing, but it's going to be a later this year thing. And I've seen a lot. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. And, we will still work with all the other, kind of players in the space, your Wealthbox and your Redtail and Salesforce and so forth. But, we will now have an fully integrated CRM. One success story that kind of stands out to me, and we've had a number of them with this particular client. We brought on a fairly large, multifaceted firm last year that has an RIA, that has a broker-dealer, that has a TAMP. And one of the things they told us this year when we released the trade blottering with uniform execution is it solves a really big problem for them. And I think one thing we've realized is that firm leaders have very limited bandwidth to deal with things and to understand, what kind of is on the horizon for them and for their firm to not only stay competitive, but to really just make sure that they are in a position, like we talked about earlier, to be competitive, whether they're an acquirer or an acquiree. And so, the ability to be able to execute uniformly and to really reduce that regulatory exposure. And it also increases client and advisor satisfaction as well. That's just a win for everybody, because I think as a firm leader in particular, if you can go home at the end of the day and you know that you made your team happier and you made your clients happier and you put everybody in a better position overall, it was a good day. And so when we get feedback like that, where in this case we heard, hey, we would love to have this, years ago, why is nobody else even talking about this right now? That's a win for us, because it means that not only we did bring value to them enough that they saw, the value in starting a relationship with us last year, but, we're continuing to enhance that relationship and staying ahead of the curve and helping them stay future ready.